You come around a bend and there it is. Stop traffic, a car sitting in your lane, and no room left to haul that loaded rig to a stop. Your foot is already reaching for the brake. That might be the wrong move. Here is the fact that saves lives, and it feels backward the first time you hear it. You can almost always turn to miss an obstacle quicker than you can stop for it. In an emergency, steering is your first tool, not the brake. This is the one about the moments that go wrong at speed. Steering out of danger, stopping when you have to, brake failure, blowouts, and skids. Start with steering because it is your first and best emergency tool. Stopping is not always the safest thing to do. Most of the time, you don't have the room, and you can turn to miss an obstacle faster than you can drag the truck to a halt. But an emergency turn has rules. Break them, and you trade one wreck for a worse one. There are 4. Rule 1. Both hands on the wheel. Always, but especially here. A quick emergency turn will rip a one-handed grip clean off the wheel, and now you have no vehicle and no plan. 2 hands every time you drive. Rule 2, and this is the one people get wrong under pressure. Do not apply the brake while you are turning. It is very easy to lock the wheels in a turn, and a locked wheel in a turn is a skid out of control. Get your hard braking done before the turn or after it, never during. Rule 3, don't turn any more than you need to clear the hazard. The sharper you crank the wheel, the more you risk a skid or a rollover in a top-heavy truck. Steer just enough to miss it, no more. Rule 4, be ready to counter-steer. The instant you clear the hazard, you turn the wheel back the other way to straighten out. Think of the swerve and the counter-steer as 2 halves of one move. Do only the first half, and the truck keeps going right where you pointed it, off the road. Where do you go? To the right is usually your best bet. If someone drifted into your lane, they tend to pull back into it. An open shoulder works too. Most shoulders will hold a heavy vehicle. If you have to leave the pavement, keep one set of wheels on it if you can. Stay on the shoulder until you slow down. Then check your traffic and steer back smoothly. Don't try to ease back on at full speed. If that shoulder has dropped, the tires grab the pavement edge and throw you across the road. Sometimes you truly can't steer around it, and you have to stop right now. How you do that depends on what's under your foot. 3 methods. Controlled braking. You brake as hard as you can without locking the wheels, and you keep any steering to very small movements. If a wheel does lock or the truck starts to slide, release, then squeeze back on as soon as you can. Firm, not frozen. Stab braking. This is for a truck without ABS. You apply the brakes all the way, full pressure. When the wheels lock, you release. When they start rolling again, you reapply all the way again. And here is the part to remember. It can take up to a second for the wheels to start rolling after you let off. Reapply too soon and the truck never straightens out. And if you have ABS, anti-lock brakes, it's simple. Just brake hard and steer. Do not pump the pedal. The system pumps far faster than you ever could, and it keeps the wheels from locking automatically. One thing ABS does not do is stop you shorter. It doesn't shorten your stopping distance. What it buys you is steering control while you stand on the brake. You can brake and steer at the same time, and that is the whole point. Now the nightmare. You press the brake and it's soft, or it sinks to the floor. Hydraulic brakes usually fail one of 2 ways. They lose pressure, or they fade from heat on a long hill. Either way, you are not out of options. You have 4 moves, and you make them fast. First, downshift. Dropping into a lower gear lets the engine help drag your speed down. Second, pump the brake pedal. On a hydraulic system, pumping will sometimes build up enough pressure to give you one good stop. Try it. Third, use the parking brake. It's a separate system from your hydraulics, so it may still hold. Press the release button or hold the lever as you set it, so you can let it back off instantly if the truck starts to skid. And fourth, while you're still moving, find your escape route. An open field, a side street, and best of all, an uphill slope. Turning uphill is a natural brake. Just don't let the rig roll back down once it stops, because you may have nothing left to hold it. Tire blowouts. The first job is just knowing one happened, because the truck may not react for a full second. Don't wait to feel it. Learn the 3 signs. You get any of those? You assume a tire is gone and you respond the same way every time. Hold the wheel firmly with both hands. A front blowout can twist it out of one hand instantly and stay off the brake. Braking on a failed tire is how you lose the whole vehicle. Let it slow down on its own, and only once it's under control do you brake, gently, and ease off the road. One more after you're stopped and safe. Get out and check all your tires, every one of them. On a rig with dual rear tires, one can go flat and you'd never feel it through the seat. Look before you roll again. Last piece, and it ties the whole lesson together. Skids. A skid is any time your tires lose their grip on the road, and there are only 4 things that cause one: over-braking, oversteering, over-accelerating, and driving too fast for conditions. That last one is the worst. The most serious skids come from too much speed. Drive at a sane speed and you rarely have to over-brake or oversteer in the first place. By far the most common skid is a drive wheel skid. Your rear wheels, the ones getting the power, break loose. If they broke loose because you gave it too much throttle and they're spinning, the fix is easy. Just ease off the accelerator. If you're on ice, push in the clutch too so the engine stops driving them. The other kind is worse. You brake too hard, the rear wheel's locked, and now they're sliding, trying to overtake the front of the truck. That's a fishtail, the back end swinging out sideways. 2 steps and they have to be fast. 1, stop braking. Get your foot off and let those rear wheels roll and grip again. 2, countersteer quickly as the truck comes back straight, or it'll swing right into a skid the other direction. By the time you feel a skid, a lazy correction is already too late. And the front wheel skid. This one comes from too much speed, worn front tires, or a badly balanced load, and it feels different. You turn the wheel and nothing happens. The truck just plows straight ahead no matter how you steer. There's only one recovery, and steering isn't it. Let the vehicle slow down. Ease off the brake and the wheel, stop fighting it, and wait for the front tires to find their grip again. Here's what to burn into memory from this one. This lesson locked in. In an emergency, steering beats braking. Turn to miss both hands and never brake in the turn. To stop hard, controlled braking, or stab braking with no ABS, or with anti-locks, just brake and steer. Lose your brakes, downshift, pump, parking brake, escape route. Blowout, hold on and stay off the brake. And a skid has 4 causes. If the rear locks, stop braking and countersteer. If the front plows, just let it slow. That's emergencies. The calls where the right habit, trained in ahead of time, is the only thing you'll have time to reach for. This course is developed by Georgia firefighters for the ones coming up behind them. If it's helping, like the video and subscribe. The whole Class F course is on the channel in order and free. And there's a full practice test linked below when you're ready. Bring the rig home safe.